Old School Garage. Today, I'm working on a Cherokee. My wife's Cherokee. I'm going to replace this Bluetooth radio that doesn't work all that well. And I'm going to replace it with a 7-inch touchscreen CarPlay radio. And there's not supposed to be any cutting. So we'll see how that goes. So the first thing I'm gonna do, reach down here and pop this turkey off. It's just got closed. Now, I am gonna have to reuse the vents. I don't know if I'm gonna have to pop the vents off. I haven't looked at it yet. And then I'm just gonna need to remove these bolts. There's only, or nut, yeah, bolts. And then pull this thing out. So I've removed the 2 3/8 bolts. And I'm gonna pop this thing out. I don't understand. Oh my. Obviously, former electrician's car. The guy we bought this from, first off, got a heck of a deal on it. But typical like $75 radio with subs and an amp and everything. I'm going to take this harness out. Oh, there's a couple. I'll figure out what those are before I cut them. If I need to cut them, maybe I just unwrap the wire. Wouldn't shock me if this thing was just twisted together. I'm going to reuse this harness with the new stereo. I'll just solder it into that. So I'm going to take this in upstairs to my video game room, and that's where my soldering iron is. So figure out what these are and then cut them. So I have yet to open the kit. It's Metra, I guess. That's probably it. No, oh wait, that probably is it. 95 655 4B Cherokee, 97 to 2001. So just eyeballing it. See, these two are in the same spot. This has more space here. And then obviously that's the factory 10.5, 2 den. So that's how they achieve the no cut. This was $50. And you do have to swap your vents over. So that shouldn't be too hard. But that's how they achieve the no cut mod. We'll see if it actually fits. Because I did not buy any sort of a kit for this radio here. DMH 160 BT. You see, and all my wife's requirements. Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, and a touchscreen. So, and these are butt connectors. They wrapped them. So I guess that was better than what I thought. So, I think let's start with this. I'm a soldering iron here. My plan of attack here is I'm going to unwrap all these and cut them just at the edge of the butt, leaving the butt attached to the harness that goes to the old stereo. Strip them, prep them, grab the harness out of the other radio, and start soldering. So I'm probably not going to see any of the unwrapping and cutting and whatnot. So just an update on what I'm doing. I am twisting the wire together and then soldering it and wrapping it in a small amount of electrical tape, just enough to seal it up. You can see here, making sure it's good and tight, giving it a pull, make sure the connections are good. I have way more luck with soldering than these crimp type connectors. I always have problems, and one of the speakers didn't work, and I'm having a thought that it was probably one of these crimp connectors and not the actual speaker. So I'm gonna finish this up, get the rest of the connections done. This is the one that I cut from the car, but there is a black connector here, so I might have to run back out there and make a decision on that, what I'm gonna do with that. But otherwise, this is where I'm at. I'm gonna finish this up, stripping, twisting, and soldering. So reading the instructions here for the Metra kit, which they have the radio brackets. It's not truly a no-cut kit. They provide this tape for when you cut the radio. You have to cut the shaded areas and then put the tape on there. So I guess what they mean by no cut is the dash, which I do need to remove the vents and the clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Throw this thing up on the shelf. It doesn't look like once you cut, you'll be able to reinstall a factory style radio, but I'm gonna leave it around just in case. It's not the only Cherokee I've ever owned, so there's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, it doesn't look that hard. And then getting the clips off. Use a plastic pry tool. All right, I'm gonna do that. As you can see, there's just kind of, I'm putting both fingers on each side and pushing, which I didn't. I'm gonna do this one. It'll be tough to do with one hand. There they are. And then I'll have to pry these out. Pry these two little tabs up. And then, so there's that. Okay, I definitely can't do this one-handed, but what I'm using is a swedger. And I get it under here and pry this way and then get it under here. And they come out like a charm. So, spudger, get the angle up under there, out. So this is the factory one. If you can zoom out enough. And here is the Metra one. You can see very similar. It's missing this little detail. Not a big deal. This one might end up being a problem. So you see here they got these rubber feet. That's for the noise, vibration, and harshness. This one doesn't have those. So we could end up with some vibrations. We'll see. But that's one concern. Got these all out. I'm gonna clean these vents up real quick and then throw them in and head back out to the garage. So I got all of them pressed in. Vents back in. There she is, ready to go. I'm gonna head to the garage now. So, what we have to do now is cut this square out all the way back, and this one all the way back. I'm gonna use a metal saw because it's best thing I have that'll do it. Can't get an angle grinder in there, So I'm at least going to attempt it with that. I think it'll work. So I'm not going to tape that because, well, who knows what's going to happen. Wish me luck. I got that all cut out. Now I'm going to apply this tape to cover the holes. And then we're pretty much ready. So let me see where I cut. See where I cut. I guess maybe, thinking about it, before I put the tape on, I'm going to put the brackets on the radio and test fit it. Right about there. Feels a little lopsided. Might have the brackets in the wrong spot, but it fits, so I can apply the tape to cover the holes in the HVAC. I will move the brackets around and we will get this thing buttoned up. I have the harness all hooked up. All the connections are correct. This goes into the stereo, so I'm going to plug it in and give it a test. So I'll go ahead and plug it in, set it in the dash, and test it. So there it is. So it's all plugged in. Get the keys in there. And it looks like it works. I can hear. Where's the volume? It's just static, but I don't know.
Also at townhall.com, holiday.
Outside Tacoma, Washington, powers.
So it seems to be working. I'm gonna get it all buttoned up and get the dash installed, but that is how you do this no cut mod. One thing I forgot to mention, drilling the hole for this mount. It's pretty solid, connected here and here. One of the best parts, it's always a good time. Tape off a new electronic. I'll put the new left some tape there. Fits a little weird. Let's see if I can adjust it. But yeah, this needs to come down just a smidge. Other than that, it's good to go. So here's everything adjusted. I like the gap here now. I did have one of these lights. I must have knocked the connection loose. Now they're working correctly. Looks good. Sounds good. Pleased with it already, and I've only had it for 10 minutes. So thanks for watching Old School Garage. Like, share, comment, tell me what I did wrong, if I helped you. But thanks for watching. And here's the no cut. Actually involves cutting mod for the 97 to 2001 Jeep Cherokee, adding a 7-inch display.